Welcome back to the morning after as the Winnipeg Jets rattle off seven straight heading into the playoffs, earn home ice advantage against the Colorado Avalanche, which is going to be an awfully big thing in this series. And the Winnipeg Jets top line finally shows some life last night. Let's get into it. I'd like to thank the hockey gods for hearing yesterday morning's good vibes prayer. You know, I've been harping on the top line. They hadn't scored since March 19th at 5-on-5, and they came out and gave us all I needed was one game to get optimistic about this team. Love the depth on this team. And we finally got it with a big first period from that group. Kyle Connor scoring twice. And both goals were filthy. Mark Scheifele, Kyle Connor, and Josh Morrissey hooked up on both. Josh Morrissey, again, what a season, up to 69 points, or 69 assists. Kyle Connor, up to 34 goals despite being injured. Got robbed of a 40-goal season, and with how hot he was at the beginning of the year before the injury, potentially a 50. Other big milestones, Tyler Toffoli gets his 33rd. Nick Ehlers gets his 25th, which is honestly pretty impressive. He's played all 81 games this year. We know injuries have been a problem in his past. And all 25 goals, none of them come from the power play. That Ehlers, Toffoli, Monahan line moves up to 10-3 in goals as a unit. And it was nice to see the top six really be the guys contributing. The Winnipeg Jets are going to need both those lines rolling and working, and this is why it's been such a debate. You know what you're going to get out of the Adam Lowry, Nino Niederreiter, Mason Appleton line, and that's a lot of Nathan MacKinnon, especially with home ice. We need these lines going. It was great to see the Kyle Connor second goal take advantage of a late icing from Seattle late in the first, and just his fake look to Gabe Vilardi that gets the goalie to bite. Again, we've been hard on them. That is the game you want to see. They were producing. They were taking over shifts offensively. Their best shift might have come in the second period, and it didn't even lead to a goal. But they just controlled the entire shift in the first period and were creating chance after chance. That shift again came with Josh Morrissey keeping things going on the blue line. That Morrissey-DeMello pairing, again, one of the best pairings in the NHL this year, peaking at the right time. But this game wasn't perfect. There were some mistakes that cost them, though they weren't. The Seattle Kraken weren't that dangerous. The tying goal comes off a ridiculous play from Neil Pionk to bobble it, and we have some signs of life from Rick Bowness in that regard. Again, pretty even game by the analytics here in shot chart. Once again, though, you look at what the Jets gave up on the left here. Not too much overly concerning from the slot. A lot of Seattle's shots did come from the middle of the ice, and a lot of it was off turnovers or odd mans. We know that's where the Jets struggle. But look at on the right side, the Jets were generating from the areas you want to see come playoff time. I thought Nick Ehlers' goal and the second effort in it was a great example of the type of goals you're going to need to see come playoffs. The Ehlers to Toffoli power play goal. Tyler Toffoli, you just know, is going to score big goals down the stretch for this team in the playoffs. And the power play really cooking, again, has added an element of excitement for the Winnipeg Jets come this playoff run. Don't want to dive into the game too much, honestly. All that was important for me coming out of this game was seeing signs of life from the first line. We got it. And locking up home ice. And we got it. Let's just take a reflection on the 81 games so far, regardless of what happens in game 82. This season has to be an overwhelming success for the Jets organization to this point. Ultimately, certain people will be judged on playoff success, but in my opinion, there's 6 guys that should be, or I guess 5 guys, 6 awards, that the Winnipeg Jets should have representation within. Hellebuyck's not going to win the Hart. We know the 4-man race between Kucherov, McKinnon, McDavid, and Matthews has taken over the conversation. But I do think Connor Hellebuyck has to be the fifth member of that group. What he's done in net this year, I mean, he is the MVP here in Winnipeg. Vezina, again, Hellebuyck should be winning this unanimously. Morrissey, in my eyes, should be a top 4 pick in the in the Norris conversation this year. I'm interested to see where that vote goes. Lowry, I could see sneaking into the top 5 in the Selke with what he's done as a shutdown centerman this year. Chevy and what he did as far as keeping the core intact, getting Hellebuyck signed, getting Scheifele signed, getting Nino signed, trading for Sean Monahan, trading for Tyler Toffoli, all at affordable prices. And he's built a roster that only has one real hole. And we saw that hole somewhat adjusted yesterday. What hole are we referring to? Late in that game, we saw Dylan Sandberg jump up on the right side of Brendan Dillon, and Pionk finally demoted to play with Logan Stanley. Listen, I really, really like the idea of a shutdown pair of Brendan Dillon and Dylan Sandberg in the playoffs. I feel so much more safe and comfortable with a unit like that than Pionk seeing the big minutes. I'm hoping this wasn't just a one-game message. The thing with Neil Pionk is the floor can fall out from him at any moment. And in the playoffs, that's going to be amplified. Like, he got 2 assists last night. Obviously can impact the game on that side of the puck, but that game-tying goal, that's the type of thing that could swing a series. And that still is in the back of my head going into this playoff round. With playoffs intact and the home ice intact, we're starting to get some series previews out. Top line Winnipeg is going to have Colby Kiss with Total Moving jumping on to represent his Colorado Avalanche. We're recording Friday night. Look out for that this weekend. If the series is starting Monday, which Scott Billick is reporting Monday at 8:45 start, we'll have that series preview out for you before that. Here's what The Athletic came up with, and this is about as close as it gets. A true coin flip, and you also see how important the home ice advantage is. Winnipeg has the higher odds of winning a 5 or a 7 game series, which are games where they would be the home team. And this is a team that the Winnipeg Jets have handled very well this year. Colorado seems to be reeling of late. They're not getting the goaltending, which is a significant advantage for the Winnipeg Jets. And the Avs give me 2018, 2019 Winnipeg Jets vibes, where if you're a Winnipeg Jets fan, you know things were starting to fall apart at the seams from a personality aspect. We were seeing more freakouts. We were seeing just a lot of disjointedness that led to a competitive but overall first-round series loss. We're going to dive into every single angle on the podcast upcoming this week. But spoiler, I really like the Winnipeg Jets odds this year to get over the hump and get past the first round and the Colorado Avalanche. I'll be at game 1 whenever that is announced, Sunday or Monday. It's whiteout time, baby. Let's fucking go.